In this episode of the Protocols of Equal, we're going to take a closer look at the clause of power of solution. This is the requisite to provide an equitable solution before infringing upon basic rights. It is a mandatory defense against arms hypocrisy. How does it affect people? Those who are part of a process where the power of solution is applied can have confidence in the process of enforcement, as some basic moral checkpoints have been met. Those who are part of a process where the power of solution is not applied are victims of unjust processes and are likely to have resentment. In some cases, this leads to aggression against enforcement, whether formal or informal. This could potentially result in violent, and sometimes lethal conflicts. Let's find out why. This is the Protocols of Equal. An advanced technical framework with a scientific method to diagnose, adjudicate, assert, quantify, or teach equality. The Protocols of Equal can solve 90+% of societal inequalities. It is the most advanced equality framework on Earth. It is a core contributor in creating the equal side of society. The Express Solution. Honor the rule of sow and reap. Instill the rule of sow and reap in the hearts and actions of the people. Make sure it oversees all money, arms, and social networks. The Articulated Solution. Intelligently analyze each principle and clause with real-life examples. The Protocols of Equal is the engine that will drive society to an all-equal future. Power of solution. Definition. The requisite to provide an equitable solution before infringing upon basic rights. Explanation. This includes, yet not limited to, freedom of speech, movement, and rights to property. This is a mandatory defense against arms hypocrisy. The root cause clause must be applied to ensure accuracy of solution. The onus is on the enforcer to have a reasonable solution for the situation in question. Otherwise, it is hypocritical to take away basic rights without being able to apply the solution yourself. This is especially true if the principle of human threshold has been crossed for the person subject to enforcement. Weigh the scales should be applied to validate the legitimacy of the solution being offered. Problems. Without the power of solution, there is significant risk of arms hypocrisy and error inheritance. Thus, hypocritical, erroneous arms are likely to form. Causes. Improper practices and processes that usually yield unequal results. This often causes a skewed interpretation of equality, which can lead to a hard-to-detect form of error inheritance. Chronic arms hypocrisy is another contributor. Effects. Arms hypocrisy. Error inheritance. If the enforcer cannot provide a solution for the situation themselves, the action could be deemed unjust. In this case, resentment is likely, especially if basic rights are infringed upon. Solutions. Apply the power of solution clause for all actions, especially if they infringe upon basic rights. This is even more a necessity when arms are involved. Cross-reference. Root cause, arms hypocrisy, error inheritance. Individual example. Situation. A project manager at a well-known organization is in charge of a project. However, it has met into unexpected delays and may come to an end. These issues are out of the control of the project manager. He is summoned by his boss and informed that he may face termination for improperly handling the project. He immediately defends his position as doing the best that he could have done given the circumstances. In addition, he reminded his boss that even with her many years of experience, it's unlikely she would have been able to do better herself. Essentially, he made it clear it would be hypocritical to terminate his employment for situations outside of his control, especially when they are not solvable by anyone else in the organization. Problems. A gainfully employed person could lose their job at a progressive organization for illegitimate reasons. Causes. Wrongful handling of what could be inaccurate policies. Matters outside of the control of those involved. Effects. Potential premature termination of a loyal and productive employee. Solutions. Apply the power of solution clause. In this case, the boss must apply the power of solution clause to ensure equitable handling of the situation. Collectively, the team should take note of the transpirations and record them in an effort to avoid their occurrence. Group example. Situation. An urban community has a reputation of gun violence. Over the years there have been many fatal occurrences. There is an outcry from the peaceful members of the community for the violence to stop. In addition, the authorities are making significant efforts to quell the ongoing violence. Problems. Recurring, uncontrolled gun violence, most of which are affiliated to arms houses. Causes. In order to accurately diagnose the issues, the root cause clause must be applied. The majority of the violence has been due to financial disputes, the social vice of money. Another common cause for violence are territorial disputes. In this case we label it as the social vice of status. Effects. The majority of arms houses are heavily invested in social vices such as money, status, and sex. This is a highly unregulated area, and violence is commonplace. Solutions. Express solutions. 1. Apply the root cause. 2. Provide viable solutions for the issues at the root cause. 3. Apply the power of solution clause to negate any hypocritical actions, such as arms hypocrisy. Detailed solution. These types of situations require a multifaceted solution. They are challenging. It must be noted, the right of equal enforcement is a fundamental human right. Although at times, it is neglected in heated conflicts. Any solution from the authorities must commence with the acknowledgement of safety concerns by all members of the community. Secondly, the root cause must be applied. Usually, in marginal urban communities there is a high correlation with the lack of financial equality and violence. For example, the home ownership rates are usually lower, along with the overall community productivity. The authorities must provide a viable solution whereby all members of the community could survive without arms. Right of equal enforcement is a natural human right. Thus it can be reasonably expected a certain amount of people will make efforts to ensure their safety, with or without the blessings of the authorities. In addition, the authorities lack the presence and practical manpower to patrol all areas in the community at all times. As a matter of fact, most of the times there is very little presence. It would be hypocritical and naive to not expect some of the community to take matters into their hands should their safety be in jeopardy. With these basic factors being considered, the solution for the root cause must be applied. In this case, it would be financial equality. A highly educated populace usually increases the productivity of any people. This could be of any type of education such as arts, technical, trades, and of course the sciences. Educative grants and career programs available to the entire community should make great inroads to the community objective. As unfortunate as this sounds, in the mind of an individual who resides within these violent urban communities, the weapon in their hands, even if unapproved by the authorities, is a deterrent. Keeping in mind the authorities do not have the manpower to patrol all areas at all times. And oftentimes conflicts rise unexpectedly. For the vast majority of violence in urban communities, record keeping is the only guaranteed involvement of the authorities. This is due to manpower constraints. Thus, there is a less than adequate rate of ascertaining the perpetrators or apprehending them. In summary, the solution is, for the authorities to provide viable solutions that increases the safety and financial productivity of all members of the community. In return, the community must embrace these positive changes by applying them.